Hi, I'm Tom with the SPB production channel, and in this video I will show you how to create this simple chair 2D drawing using Open CAD Studio. Open CAD Studio is a free open source DWG editor available to anyone, and I'm using version 0.8.4 in this tutorial. So let's jump into Open CAD Studio, and this is how it looks like when I open it, and I will start a new drawing which will start a new DWG drawing file. And here, first of all, what I will do, I will create a helper geometry which will be this axis of the chair, and I want this point to be the point 0, 0. So this will be the base point of our coordinate system. So this one. So I will fire up the line tool, and to specify the first point, I will actually insert the coordinates. So I will type 0, 0 and hit enter. And this places the first point in this the base point of the coordinate system. And now I have my polar tracking turned on, so I will move my mouse in this direction, and when this polar tracking vector is turned on, I will type in the distance, and the distance will be 600, and hit enter. Now I will hit escape because I don't want to create another line, and I will zoom out and move my view. So now I can see if I select this line, it's 600 meters long, 600 units long. So this is my helper geometry, and so that I know it's a helper geometry, I will change the color. So I will select the line, click this color drop down, and let's say I will make it a cyan color, so it's like this. Okay, so now I will start here at the bottom. So the width of the chair is 520 millimeters, so half of that is 260. So I will create this line 260 and this line 260. So I will fire up the line tool. I want to snap here, and I don't have my snapping turned on, so here I will enable object snapping. And if I click this point here, you can see the snap points that are turned on. What I really don't like is to have the nearest turned on all the time, so I will disable this, but the end point which I will be using now is enabled. So I will click in the 3D space. Now if I hover my mouse here, the snap point turns on. I will click here, hover my mouse here, the polar angle snaps, and I will type in 260, hit escape. So this line is created. Now I will fire up the line tool again, click here, move my mouse here, hit 260, and this is basically the bottom part of my chair. I will continue. So now I'm here. I will do this fillets as the last object. So now I want to create these lines. I don't know what their length is, so I will make them 600 units long, and then I will cut them later. So I will fire up the line tool, start here, move my mouse here. The polar angle is snapped to 90, and I will type 600 like so and hit escape to escape. Now I could draw the line again, or I could actually copy it. So I will select the line, fire up the copy tool, and now it's asking me for the base point. So I will select the base point is this one, and now it's asking me where it should copy the base point, and I will copy it here. So the copy is created. Now I could create more copies, but the one copy is enough for me. So I will hit escape to end the command. Okay, now we will continue with creating the backrest, and we know that this outside radius is 672 millimeters. So I will create a circle that I will later be cutting. So let me create a circle, and it's asking me for the center point, so I can place it anywhere. I will place it here. And now it's asking me, I'm reading this here at the command line, it's asking me for radius, so that's this value 672. 672 and hit enter, and the circle is created. And now I want to move this point, the top of the circle, to this point. So this is the 600 placement. So actually I want to select it and now use the move tool. So I will fire up the move tool. I want to snap it here. But if I have my mouse here, the snapping point that is turning on is the center point. So this is not what I want. I want to snap to quadrant. So in my snapping points, I will turn on quadrant and turn off center. I will click in the 3D space. And now if I have my mouse here, I'm snapping to quadrant. So I will click here. And now I can move my mouse here and snap to this endpoint like so. So the basis of my backrest is there. I will later cut these parts away. But the backrest has a thickness. So if I look here, this is 32 millimeters or units. So this is the thickness. So I want to create an offset from this circle. So I will select the circle and I will fire up the offset tool. Now it's asking me again, I'm reading at the command line, select objects to offset. So I will select this one. And now it's asking me for offset distance. So I will type in 32, hit enter. Now it's asking me for offset side because I could offset either to this side or this side. So I will click anywhere inside here when this inside circle is highlighted. So I will click and this creates the offset circle like so. So now what we can do is actually we have these lines created up to here, so I can cut them away because I have the basis of my backrest there. So to make the drawing more clear now, I want to cut this part of this line. So I will fire up the trim tool, which is here, it's this one. And now it's asking me to click segments to remove. So I will click this segment and it's cut away. Now I can zoom here and click this segment, it's cut away, and I will do the same here. So I will click this segment and this segment. Now I will zoom out. So these are cut away, so I can hit escape to end the command. And what I want to do now is finish creating of the backrest. So I need to create these lines, and I know that this is the distance 600 millimeters, so they are 300 millimeters from the center. So I will actually create offset from this line 300 millimeters to this side and 300 millimeters to this side. So again, I will fire up the offset tool. Now it's asking me for objects to offset, so I will select this line. Now it's asking me for the distance, so I will type in 300, hit enter. And now it's asking me for the side, either this side or this side. So the first one will be here. I will click here. And now again, I will fire up the offset tool again and repeat that. Select the object to offset. So type in 300 as the offset distance and click to this side because I want to create this line here. Okay, and now we can do the cutting away again. So I will fire up the trim tool again and I want to cut away this part of the circle, and you can see that it's cut away to the nearest line that it encounters. So if I click here, it checks that it finds another line here and another line here. So I can cut away this part, and then I can click here and cut away this part, click here, cut away this part, click here and here. So everything is cut away, and then hit escape to exit the command. Okay, so now I can delete this excess line. So I will delete this one, and what's left for us to do are these corners because they are filleted with the radius of 80. So to do this, I will fire up the fillet tool, which is this one. And now again, I have to read what Open CAD Studio is asking me. Now I want to, because the radius is set by default to 1, I want to set the radius. And to set the radius, I have the command options here, and the only option other than selecting the first object is the radius. So I will enable it by typing in R as radius and hit enter. And now it's asking me to enter the fillet radius. So I will type in 80, hit enter. And now it's asking me for first object, so I will select this line, and then it's asking me for second object. I will select this line, and the radius is created and the command is ended. I want to create the fillet here again, so I will fire up the fillet command, and you can see here that the radius is already set to 80 units or 80 millimeters, so I can click this line and this line, and the last used radius is used also here. So our chair geometry is created, but I will do one more thing, and that is we have created all of this geometry inside of a zero layer. And unless you know what you are doing, it's not a good practice to draw objects on your zero layer. So we will create a layer for our geometry. So I will fire up the layer manager tool, create a new layer and name it geometry. And this is okay for me. And now I want to move these objects to that layer. So I will select all of these objects. And in the properties, I can see that I have got 10 objects selected. And I will change their layer. So I will click here and move it to the geometry layer. Now I can hit escape. So if I select the object, you can see that it's on the geometry layer. And also if I go to the layer management and hide the layer, the objects that are on that layer are hidden. So this is how you work with layers. So this is the end of this Open CAD Studio tutorial on creating simple geometry like this chair drawing. If you are interested in using Open CAD Studio, it's a free open software, so it's available for everyone to download. You can access the product site and it's available on Windows, Mac OS and Linux. The link to the Open CAD Studio product site is in the description box below. I hope this was helpful and I will see you in the next one.